Let me ask you something. Have you ever sat at work, sweating through your clothes, heart racing, exhausted for no clear reason, and thought to yourself, what is wrong with me? Because nobody told me this could be perimenopause. And if you're here right now, I have a feeling nobody told you either. Hey, sis. Welcome to the very first episode of Sis, It's the Pause. My name is Jamila, and I am so grateful that you're here with me. This episode is called Wait, This is Perimenopause? Because that exact sentence has come out of my mouth more times than I can count. And before we go any further, let me say this. I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional. I am a regular woman who was completely caught off guard by perimenopause. And honestly, it knocked me off my feet. I created this podcast because while medical podcasts are important, I needed to hear from women like me. Women working full-time jobs, women raising families, women showing up every day while their bodies quietly change behind the scenes. What I really needed to hear was this. I thought it was just me. I kept thinking I was losing my mind. I went to 3 doctors before someone finally listened. I was functioning, but barely. I didn't recognize myself anymore. I was exhausted and still expected to show up like nothing was happening. I really needed to hear from real women who were going through some of the same things that I was. And maybe you do too. So here I am, sis. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm 49 years old, divorced, an empty nester, and I have amazing adult children and one beautiful granddaughter. I work a full-time job. I still have dreams that I'm chasing, responsibilities that I'm carrying. And on some days, I feel confident and grounded. Other days, perimenopause takes me out the game completely. Growing up, all I ever heard about was hot flashes and night sweats. That's it. Nobody said anything about anxiety that shows up out of nowhere, exhaustion that shuts your body down, mood swings that you don't recognize, forgetfulness that makes you question yourself, sleepless nights that become your new normal. So when it all hit me, I didn't think, oh, this is perimenopause. I thought, what is wrong with me? I don't ever remember seeing a woman at work having a hot flash until I became her. There I was in a meeting, sweating so much that my coworkers were all handing me tissues. And I'm trying to act normal while my body felt like it was in an inferno. And around noon, I would just lose all energy. My body would shut down from exhaustion to the point that I had no choice but to take a nap instead of eat lunch. Not laziness, not burnout. My body was waving a white flag. Looking back now, the signs were there for years. Night sweats, they were infrequent, so I ignored them. Anxiety and panic attacks. My doctors blamed it on COVID stress. Aches and pains. Hot yoga would suddenly start hurting my wrists, my back, my ankle. Sleepless nights, so constant they felt normal. Exhaustion, I thought I was just doing too much. Each symptom showed up quietly until one day they all arrived at the party and they showed out. That's when I couldn't ignore it anymore. Let me pause here and ask you something. What symptoms did you ignore because they felt small or explainable or inconvenient? And speaking of pausing, let's talk about tea. Every episode, we're going to sip on a tea together. Today's tea is Lavender Fields. I chose lavender because my nervous system has been doing the absolute most lately. And lavender gently reminds my body you are safe, you can slow down, and you don't have to fight everything. Take a breath with me, sis. I once heard perimenopause described as a biological storm. Your hormones don't shut off, they flicker like an old light bulb. Not on, not off, just unstable. And that flicker affects everything: your mood, your sleep, your memory, your patience, your confidence. This isn't weakness. Your body is recalibrating after decades of one hormonal blueprint. And that storm, it's not your fault. Here are a few things that help me not to fix perimenopause, but to survive it with more grace. Rest without guilt. Sis, when your body says nap, you nap. Drink water like it's part of your job. 3, keep a fan nearby. Yes, even in your purse. Write symptoms down so you can see patterns. Create small rituals that calm your nervous system. Tea, calming music, meditation, journaling. And most importantly, if a doctor dismisses you, that doesn't mean that your experience isn't real. It means you need a new doctor. Sis, if you've been walking around feeling like you're the only one struggling, like everyone else got a handbook and you somehow missed it, I need you to know this. You're not imagining this. You're not weak and you're not alone. You're in a transition, and transitions require patience, grace, and support. This space exists so you don't have to whisper your questions anymore. If this episode spoke to you, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with another woman who might be silently struggling also. Because the more we talk about this, the less alone we become. Until next time, sis. Peace first, always.